How sweet it is to be loved by you nerds. What is up? It's me, your buddy pal, HeyArcher. Welcome back to HeyArcher Live here on Nerd Affiliated. I'd be lying if I didn't say I forgot what show it was for half a second. You're here on Nerd Affiliated, HeyArcher Live, your weekly nerdy show where we sit back, relax, and hopefully, I said hopefully, you can pour yourself just a little bit up. Oh yeah, I didn't even tell you like what it is we do on the show. I just kind of skipped straight to that button. Tells you where my mind is at today. Your weekly nerdy show where we sit back, relax, have a drink, and we nerd out. In the chat, of course, I want all of you to participate. So if you've got a YouTube channel, or to say, first of all, if you got a YouTube channel, I got a podcast, I have a cat hair in my mouth, newsletter, a blog, a vlog, an OnlyFans, a Patreon, a paper newsletter, a newspaper, and anything else I'm forgetting. Put it in the chat, support one another, plug yo shit. Now, on today's show, we have the legendary, the infamous, the one and only, it's going to be there after this goes away, Sir Anthony is in the house, and we're going to catch up. He's been in the podcast episodes, he's been doing his thing in the podcast episodes, but we haven't actually had a live discussion with all of you as I fight to get this cat hair out of my mouth in a long time. So we have a lot to talk about. It may be a DC heavy episode. I'm just saying. But without further ado, I actually don't really have to change anything because he's just here already. Let's see. Well, let me unmute you. Will it let me unmute? That's a great question. But it messed up. As per usual. My app hasn't. It's literally going, the guest has muted themselves. I muted the guest. Anthony, your camera's off, which is good. So I'm going to, you don't have to turn your camera on. I'm just going to jump you in and out. Can you hear us, sir? Now it says you muted yourself. I'll kick you out and bring you back in. We'll do that. I love eCam sometimes, but there's so much that has happened in the last couple days. Let's see. So much has happened in the last couple days, so we definitely have to catch up on that. I feel like the music's lower than usual. Let me just pull out the iPad here. It's like I'm breaking out the Bible right now. Let's see. All right, if you want to turn your camera off real quick, I can do the pop you in and pop you out. Because, of course, that's part of the show, is people don't know what you look like. Oh, you're covering it. All right, so don't move it. And can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
There he is. Wow, look at that.
Woohoo! It's part of the charm, folks. That's why you're here.
It is. It's like every week there's a different issue I have. It's just what we do. It's what we do here. Sir, it's been a while since you've been on the live show. So how are you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me, as always. Yeah, I guess it's a good thing I'm here tonight, considering, like you said, it's probably going to be a DC heavy show, and needless to say, I have some issues with what DC is doing right now.
Yeah, one would even say it's not even DC; it's more of HBO. Actually, I took a screenshot. I'll see if I can pull that up. I heard it on the news today, but no, it's quite intense. What's going on? They're canceling a lot of shows, movies even. So I mean, I could assume the biggest casualty is Batgirl, but was there something else that was announced or that you're afraid of losing that has you shook over what's going on?
No, it's mainly Batgirl because everything else that I've heard, that the only thing is I've heard they're canceling are Batgirl, the film, the Flash TV show on the CW. As far as I know, Superman and Lois and Stargirl are safe, which is great. I just started, by the way, Superman and Lois season two,
Nice.
so we can chat very briefly on that because I'm only an episode and a half in.
Hmm.
Uh, I mean, I'm okay with the Flash on CW ending because it's gone on too long. Like there are nuggets of like where it's like, wow, that's a really great show,
Yeah.
but they CW it too much. And honestly, I hope that I don't know what it's called. Is it Gotham Knights where
The
it's
game.
basically it's Bruce Wayne? No, not the game. It's going to
Oh,
be a TV show on
that TV show.
CW.
I forgot about that.
That TV show where it's yeah, I wish I could forget about that. Where it's basically uh I don't maybe it's called Gotham Knights or something else, but it's basically Batman's biological son who's not Damian Wayne.
Yeah.
Uh Batman dies and I think Harvey Dent is, if he's not the D, I feel like he's the commissioner, not the DA in this one, or maybe he is the DA, and he's just not Two Face yet. But I'm
Hmm.
sure he's going to be the bad guy of the season. The dude who played, I should say, Castiel in Supernatural is playing Harvey Dent.
Mm.
Uh, and yeah, it's that show. I wish would just like get scrapped, if anything. But yeah, so anyway, those are the only ones I've heard. Flash is done. Obviously, and that's the end of the Arrowverse because Legends of Tomorrow and Batwoman didn't get picked up, and Supergirl's been off the air for like 2 years now, I
Hmm.
think.
Yeah.
So, but
It's funny. I forgot Batgirl was out. I
yeah, I mean
completely forgot about
that
that.
was like the big news. I saw that and I was just like,
Oh,
what
sorry.
the hell is
Supergirl. I
going on?
said Batgirl. I
Oh,
meant Supergirl.
Supergirl. Yeah, you
Yeah.
did. I was like,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. So a couple things there. It I think it says a lot if they do cancel a movie without even like the chance of trying to get some of the money back. And even if this movie was a bomb, I feel like they would have still got something out of it. And at this point, you've got literally nothing to lose. Um,
yeah, exactly. It
yeah.
makes no sense. It's like I read a bunch. So read's an exaggeration. I've skimmed a bunch of articles today
Yeah.
and prep as best as I could to prep for the show. And like one of them was like, "Oh, Warner Discovery is, they're going to announce like they want, excuse me, like a 10-year plan of, they're saying they want what Kevin Feige did with Marvel. They
Right.
want that going forward. So they're going to
Right.
be slow and methodical, and they're not going to rush films and this and that and these and those." And it's like, okay, great. To me, that sounds like you're going to start from scratch anyway. So why not? Unless this movie was complete and utter dog shit, which I didn't think from the stills that we had seen it was terrible,
Hmm.
uh, or at least what are stills, but still I didn't think I hadn't heard anything that it was terrible from like test screenings or shit like that, and like you said, at this point, what do you really have to lose? Like
Yeah.
especially if you release it on HBO Max, which was the original intent.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you can reverse it, release it on HBO Max. Oh wow, the streaming numbers are really up. Oh hey, the feedback is really positive. Pull it right away and throw it in theaters. You
Well,
know,
I don't even know if I would do that. I would if it was doing very well. I mean, that's enough to say part two can go in theaters. Like
that's true too. But
just
I
keep
just
it
figured
going.
they'd want to see. I don't know how the revenue works for HBO Max. I figured,
Right.
I, you know what I mean. But yeah, I mean, if they can wait, great. But I'm saying it. Really, they have nothing to lose. Either it's a piece of shit and they can chalk it up to it's the old regime's pile
Yeah.
and throw it on the pile of the DCEU as we know it, or it's a diamond in the rough,
Yeah.
and somehow you incorporate her and the world they built into that. The other thing is, I did see in one of those things where it said that like, and this is, I don't know if it's spoilers, it's rumors. We're never going to see the damn thing
Yeah.
supposedly.
I was
So
gonna say, can you even have a
who
spoiler?
cares?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you have a spoiler? Uh, supposedly Michael Keaton's Batman was only in it for like 3 scenes. Like I don't know
Mm.
how long or short they would have been, and something said like his costume looked like crap, which was like what?
I saw a still
Like
of the
that made me
costume.
worried.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I've seen the same still of the costume. I don't know if it's the one you're talking about, but it's like the stunt double with his mouth open because I don't think that's Keaton. And then I've seen mock-ups on Instagram. I don't know if those are actually. I don't know if those are actually released or
Mm.
whatever.
Mm.
But it's just. It's like yeah. It's like how bad could it have been? Like what couldn't? I mean, come on. You put out
Suicide Squad.
any other number. Yeah, yeah. Suicide Squad. You put out Suicide Squad. You put out the Whedon cut of Justice League. It's what do you have to lose at this point?
Yeah.
It's something to fill the void. And now what you are releasing is Black Adam, Shazam 2, and The
Yeah.
Flash.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll see The Flash this year. I would not be surprised at all if that gets pushed.
Yeah. Well, so a couple things. I can understand where there may be a financial benefit to, not releasing these movies. I do want to point out something that was over on Yahoo Finance. I'm
Okay.
not sure if you guys could see my. There it is. So this is the CEO, the guy who made the decision. This was his pay 2019, 2020, and then last year. So,
Okay.
when you're telling me that the show and the movie and all these things can't come out because we're trying to get, tight with money, and then you
Yeah.
see this, you're like, all right, you could have funded the whole movie yourself with, with your damn salary. Um, so it does make me question a lot of it. It makes me question the, anybody who says, oh, it's a financial thing, it's a money thing. Like, I'm not, I don't think I'm fully on board for that. But the question does come up about the test screenings, right? And the question comes up on when do we call it a day? Because we want to get started on this cinematic universe to catch up to Marvel, but as you mentioned, Aquaman's already about to drop. You have Shazam about to drop. Black Adam's about to drop. Um, what did I just forget? Oh,
Flash.
Flash. That comes out in who knows when. Um, so it really makes me question that. Like, why make that the movie that's already done? Why make that the final one? Like, you already have those. You already have the content. Like, just spend the money, have them finish editing it, straight to HBO Max. If it sucks, whatever, we're still gonna watch it. That's the bottom line. We're still gonna watch it.
Yeah.
So you literally have nothing to lose on that front. Now, I think it's a different conversation if you're saying to yourself, we're gonna stop something in pre-production so we can refocus on redoing the universe. To me, that makes more
Yeah.
sense. Now, what is an interesting take is two things. One, um, test screenings being bad. Like, apparently, a rumor they did do test screenings. I don't know what the results of it were outside of this thing is not being released. Where
Yeah.
I then say, of course, you release Suicide Squad, you release so many duds. Like, you have nothing to lose. Anything superhero these days, people are going to watch it by default.
Yeah.
But it's possible that it was that bad. But the interesting thing about everything, which will take us to the next point, is you brought up Michael Keaton and
Hmm.
potentially the suit not being good and all of that. Now, this past week, Jason Momoa posted here that Batfleck was back, and we all got excited. But there's a rumor that he's back because he's back for reshoots apparently. But the rumor is the
Right.
reshoots are redoing all the Michael Keaton scenes, and that's where I'm like, what the hell is going on that you even have to do that? That makes no sense. Did you hear that
Yeah.
rumor?
Like I didn't. Well, so I didn't even. I heard that rumor, and I didn't even realize that Keaton's Batman was supposed to be in Aquaman at all.
Same, actually.
Like when I saw that, it took me a minute to even like realize. Like I was just like, oh, okay, cool, they're hanging out. I didn't really I didn't look at it critically enough to be like, oh, he's clean shaven, kind of, he's wearing like a Bruce Wayne esque thing. Like
Right.
I just wasn't looking at. I was just like, oh, okay, cool, and moved on. And then I went back to it, and then it clicked.
Right.
Uh, I mean, I would have to look at the timeline of the release schedule before everything happened with the Flash and everything. And I mean, if Aquaman was supposed to come out after the Flash, then okay, that makes sense that Keaton would be in it. And then now that Flash is in purgatory or whatever, or delayed, and I'm assuming Aquaman is going to come out. I think it's going to come out this December, right, or early next year. Uh, so that it would make if I mean I guess if Batman's a critical, or if Bruce Wayne even is critical, if he has some sort of role to play, then okay, sure, bring back Affleck. But yeah, that just raises so many more questions because Affleck said he was done. Like the
Mm-hmm.
Flash was his swan song with the character, and he like was happy with how he was going to leave it. And then he's coming back for this, so it's just like now there's just so many unanswered questions, and like more questions every day in my head. Like he's coming back for this. How did you get him to come back? Did you throw a buttload of cash at him? Did he
J-Lo's
really enjoy
expensive.
being it? Well, that's the other thing too. Did somebody? I made the bad joke. Somebody at Warner Brothers was like, "Dude, you have an ex-wife and children.
Yeah.
Your new wife is Jennifer Lopez.
Yep.
You're gonna have a mistress down the line." I'm not advocate. I'm not advocating for adultery. I'm just saying the man's got a track record.
Yeah, he does have a track record.
Here's here's a dump truck of cash.
Yeah.
Get your ass in the suit one more time.
Yeah.
Screw it.
Yeah.
Just get yourself in a three piece, and we'll it's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like, why did he like? What made him get back into it? And it's like now again, it's like, well, Jesus, is this really going to be the end? Is Michael Keaton really going to take over from here on out? Like maybe like maybe the Snyder, like I don't want to say the Snyderverse is going to come back, but maybe it's not as dead as we thought. Maybe elements of it can continue. Whereas if they really want a 10-year plan to go on, then I would say, what films do they have again? We have Aquaman 2,
Yep.
Flash, Shazam, Black Adam. It's going to be hard if Black Adam's remotely profitable,
Right.
and it's The Rock, so it's probably going to be. It's really going to be hard to do a one and done. So then, okay, like we've been saying all along, the Flash is Flashpoint, and it's the end, and it's the end of the DCEU that we currently know, and then they take a hiatus, and we don't see a DC superhero film for a couple of years while they're cranking one out,
Mm-hmm.
which already isn't going to happen because they're already working on the Batman sequel, I feel like, and the Batman HBO Max TV shows. So it's just like every time I think of like I'm like maybe this is what they're thinking, I remember all that other stuff like I just did now, and it completely blows up my theory.
Yeah.
I don't know where they're going. They don't know where they're going. It's such a friggin' mess, and I don't know anymore. It really is. I hope he comes back for more. That's all I can say. Screw it. Do Flashpoint. Keep certain elements of uh, the DCEU. Keep the Batman in its own universe, I guess, and let he'll do two more and then be done. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I mean, everybody. That's the thing I hate about companies sometimes is they're like, all right, we'll work for somebody else. We need to get it to work for us too. And I think maybe this is it. Like maybe DC should just be like, hey, you know what? Marvel did what it did. It made all the money. We're just gonna do our own thing. And I know that even
Yeah.
the bosses have bosses they have to answer to. But I mean, even when you look at Marvel now, like it's making money, but is it the same quality as it was back then? No. So I think
No.
you just do these one-off movies. You do these random, like you could literally just keep redoing Batman over and over again. Like we
Which
will,
they do.
we'll watch two more Pattinson Batmans, and then there'll be another reboot, and we'll watch those three. They'll reboot it. We'll do those three. We'll be dead probably by the time the next one comes out, but you know, at,
Yeah.
at, at that point, like, just keep doing that. Just keep doing another Superman. If you want to do random crossovers, do a random crossover or do random one-off movie. But The thing is, what I think DC fails to realize is, and I don't know if this is a hot take or not, the characters of DC, I think, sell well on their own. You don't need the Marvel formula of like these really crazy storylines to sell those characters. Like I like Superman on his own. Everybody knows who he like Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Spider Man. Like I think those are probably like your top four. And now I don't know. I don't know who number five would be for everybody, but I feel like most recognizable worldwide characters are
Iron
DC.
Man.
You think Iron Man's gonna be up there?
I mean, after Robert Downey Jr., yeah. Before him, no. But after that,
Mm.
I would have been hard pressed to. I mean, Wolverine.
Yeah, maybe Yellow Suit Wolverine. I don't know,
Yeah,
but you could, with Marvel, it's always been teams like the X-Men, the Avengers, the Dark Avengers, the Thunderbolts. Like it's always teams. Like
yeah,
DC has Justice League, the Super Friends, all that stuff. But you don't. I don't think you need that. I don't. You don't need that at all. And it's been proven because we've had the Keaton era, then the other two movies, and then the Dark Knight era, and now this era. Like, screw it. Like, don't even aim for copying Marvel. It's too much to manage anyway. You got to manage TV shows and movies having one continuity. Like they're failing right now. I would take it. I would
yeah,
look at it and be like, oh shit. You know what? I'm actually not going to do that. But that's just me.
yeah. I mean, I would be okay if it was just like just because after Marvel, I do like that there is a universe. Like
Hmm.
have you can have your multiple you can have your multiverse, and everybody can have their cake and eat it too. Um, you can do, again, it would involve definitely cutting a lot of fat and getting a couple people in charge to be like, okay, here's what we're doing. We have to talk. We have to get on the same wavelength here for a
Hmm.
bunch of stuff. But like, I mean, they're
Wait,
kind of
sorry,
doing it
sorry.
now.
You
Well,
talking about Marvel right now?
no, no, no. I'm talking about DC
DC. Okay.
still. I'm saying like just because I like the Marvel, I like that it's a shared universe. I like it hasn't been used. Well, I mean, now I guess it has. In the past, it wasn't used too well on the small screen, like uh, just because of rights issues or whatever, or like who was on Netflix and who was on Disney.
Right.
But if they just like kind of like so using the Batman universe as the example, you have the movie, and now like we're gonna have at least two TV shows. I think they're gonna do like two or three. It's gonna be a Penguin, a Catwoman, and was there gonna be like a GCPD?
That
However many there
was
were gonna be.
there was supposed to be a GCPD.
Okay, so if that happens, or at least there's at least going to be a Catwoman or there was at least going to be a Catwoman and a Penguin show.
Yeah.
Uh, Great. Like again, that's the way to flush out that universe, and it's all one universe, but it's all different mediums. Same thing with Justice League. Okay, fine. Try to do just like again. You're right. They have enough brand recognition. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. Great. Introduce to me a strong Green Lantern. Don't care who it is, just make it a strong Green Lantern character. I kind of like the idea of Cyborg being on the Teen Titans, but okay, fine. Like Green Lantern, Cyborg, one other, a Flash, right? And
Mhm.
Martian Manhunter. Give me, Martian Manhunter on screen.
Right.
And then from there, smaller TV shows, bring them back. That would be an interesting approach. You weave through like an overarching story on a TV show, and then you don't necessarily have to watch all that, but then that feed all like the little threads lead into Justice League 2 for where they all come back together again, and then you find out, I mean, I don't even have like a big bad for the Justice League. Like, yeah, there's Darkseid, but
Yeah.
they that's the thing. I feel like they come together for like goofy things like Star Wars the Conqueror,
Yeah.
you know. But like,
And that
again,
kind
you
of
figure
worked.
it out. It worked for Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Uh but I mean that's what I'm saying. Like you can try having a shared universe on the smaller screen, and then, you know, it comes together on the big screen, you know?
Every so
Like
often.
every so often. Like
Oh, actually, you know what? just for because it came to my mind, the Batman animated series. Like you had the cartoon series, and then you had Mask of the Phantasm, the movie.
Yes.
Animated series continues. Sub-Zero comes out. Exactly to your
Yeah.
point.
Thank you. Great. I completely forgot about that, and I'm a Batman
They've done
fan.
it. They've done it
But
already,
yeah, exactly. They've done it in
and it
other
worked.
mediums,
Yeah,
and it worked really well. Like, if you want to, I mean, maybe it'd be weird. You can even go animated for some of these. Like, you don't want to make a Vixen TV series, but you want that character. Okay, fine. Make her HBO Max thing an animated show. You know, Rick and Morty. You can have adult shows that like are funny and like gruesome and whatever. Like Rick and Morty's not gruesome, sorry, but or
wait,
like
but
Archer.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
action. It's comedy. It's adult shit, and it's a cartoon.
Did you did you randomly choose Vixen, or are you referencing the fact that because they did that already?
I'm referencing that they did that already. I
Oh,
never
okay.
saw it, but yeah, I was just like, okay, like I was
I'll,
thinking who they could have done it with, and they're like,
yeah,
oh, they already used her, but screw it, do it
because
again.
they even had Arrow and Flash in
Yeah,
I think the premiere episode.
I think
Um,
so.
so yeah, it's kind of like just keep doing what you're doing, but I don't know. I feel like live action DC just Stargirl aside, they just can't hit it. Um,
Superman and Lois.
yeah, right.
Superman,
I forget about that.
Superman and
Yeah, I
Lois.
forgot about
I've
that.
again, I'm 1.5 episodes in.
To
That
season two.
non-spoiler to season 2.
Yeah,
That first episode doesn't have any business looking and being as good for a show that's under the CW banner.
yeah, yeah,
I think Sal and I said that in season 1, and so again, 1.5 episodes in, it's holding true
yeah,
for season 2.
yeah, for sure.
So,
Um,
uh,
I do. I want to
so
take. I want to take a break to do two things. One, I want us to play some Either. But
yes,
before we even do some Either, I'm gonna do something I don't do enough on this channel, and I'm gonna start doing it more often, and maybe do it in some pre-recorded videos. But I'm gonna do a commercial break to today's sponsor, motherfucker ourselves, nerdaffiliated.com, your main source for all of our shows. You can find links to current live episodes like today that's going on, links to the podcast, and of course, you can hit up the Nerd Affiliated store and pick up some dope merchandise.
do
New
love
st-
me some dope merchandise,
there you go. I'm wearing the hoodie right now. New
and I still
stuff.
think you're crazy.
Yeah. I have the fan blowing behind me, like I said. So it's not.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's a nice, like, 60 in this room. I'm liking it.
Oh, that'd be amazing. My air conditioner is still cranking, and it's like it still says it's 73, 74.
Yeah. All right, so let's roll into some Either.
Yeah.
And in case any of you have not played Either, it's a simple game. You have choice red, you have choice blue. You choose which one best suits you. And I thought this question would be great considering the topic we're talking about. And if we could take ourselves into that universe, I feel like there's only two choices for one of them, but the other one, there are many. So in the first round of Either, we have, would you rather be a robot or be an alien? And when I was thinking robot, immediately I thought Cyborg, and I thought Brainiac. But I guess you could also think of, what do you call it?
Terminator.
No. I'm trying to keep it DC here.
Oh, sorry.
What's this? Metallo.
Cyborg,
Metallo was the
Brainiac,
other one I was thinking of.
Metallo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Red
Red
Tornado.
Tornado.
Yep.
Haha. Jinx.
Jinx.
Uh, by the way, should we out how old I am? I didn't realize the other day when you I thought you what was it you said about cap? I was just like,
Yep.
did you mean
Yeah.
crap? And you're like, I'm very not up on the lingo,
That's hilarious.
and I was like, oh,
It was the
I think
meme I
Aaron. We
posted.
were two. Yeah, we were 2 out of 2. Sal and I had no idea, and Aaron and you obviously
Yeah.
were in the know, so shouldn't be too surprised there that you guys were the ones who knew. Well, obviously you because you did it.
Well, Aaron's also the hardest working man on the internet, so he knows everything.
He is. He
Yeah,
is. He's. Can we get an applause for Aaron, please?
for Aaron
Because
Waller,
Aaron Waller. Yes.
Nerdgenic on YouTube. Um, so I don't know. Like, I feel like Superman might be a cheat, but I don't even think you would choose Superman if you could choose to be somebody.
Uh,
Well, actually, hang
maybe.
on, hang on. Before we even dive into this, would if you had a choice between being Superman or Batman, would you actually choose Batman?
Uh, I mean, I'd like to say yeah, but in reality, all those powers are gonna be a lot of fun.
True.
Like, don't get me wrong, I'm good for a good brood or whatever, and the $1 billion wouldn't hurt either. But
Yeah.
you don't need money if you're Superman. He chooses to do all that shit. He chooses to work.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can always there's Elseworlds stories out there where Superman became Batman. So, who's to
It,
say I can't be Superman and then same sort of thing.
it's funny when you mentioned he chooses to do that. I was thinking of the meme I posted. So, in case anybody's new to the show, every week to announce like the guests and remind everybody the show's happening, I usually post like a music video or a wrestling intro like on Instagram. But today I opted, in honor of Anthony, to post when Batman reminded the Justice League that he's a part timer.
Hmm.
And I was thinking about it as I posted it, like Superman sitting on the Quinjet, right? Is that what it was called on the show? I think it was,
No,
what's the Quinjet from?
Javelin.
The
Quinjet
Javelin.
is Avengers.
Yes. So on the Javelin, they're flying across the United States to turn themselves in to the U.S. government. And I'm like, why is Superman sitting on that plane, flying the plane? Like, he's he's even just the act of turning himself in. They point out they're doing it to for show. But I'm like,
Yeah,
he's even just bullshitting to the extent of like, I'm gonna sit here and drive this plane for everybody to get
yeah.
us there. When like everybody on
I
that
could.
jet could fly anyway. Now that I think about it,
Yeah, true. The only ones who couldn't were Flash,
who wasn't
and
there,
that's it,
and Batman who wasn't
actually.
there either.
Oh yeah, that's right. Flash and Batman both weren't. Yeah, so they had
Yeah,
no reason to take the javelin. All
no,
of them could have flown under their own power.
yeah. Or like when
See
he puts
that
on
one?
like the scuba suits to go
Yeah.
underwater.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or the spacesuit on his
Yep.
show. The only suit that extra suit he wore that made sense was the lead suit for
The
kryptonite.
kryptonite. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's it's
but
pretty funny. You know, you could have as long as your show is so well written as The Adventures of Superman and Justice League Unlimited, you could have Superman don multiple suits for the sake of selling toys, and nobody cares.
yeah.
Nobody ever blinks an eye.
You know what I saw? Also a meme or just something on Instagram that made sense though. We really haven't, and I didn't think about it too much until I saw that. We haven't had a Superman TV cartoon since the animated series. We've
No.
had a bunch of Batman shows, and I'm not counting the movies. Where like the DC animated universe that they destroyed, where Superman had his own series. Like we haven't had a weekly cartoon show of Superman in a while. I don't
Yeah.
even know if there's a Batman one out right now. I wouldn't. I mean, I feel like the only animated thing DC is doing right now is like
Harley Quinn.
Justice Harley Quinn, which I have to start also as
Super
season 3 is out.
Pets. I know there's a movie, but wasn't that a cartoon
That's the
too?
movie. I don't know if it's a current cartoon, but point being, yeah, we haven't had a Superman animated weekly show since the 90s. So how crazy is that?
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. I mean, that could also just speak to how tough it is to pull off a Superman show. Like, I'm trying to think. Like, even when he fought Darkseid, that was in Justice League. I don't remember how
No,
this.
that was you don't remember what?
Well, the episode. I'm gonna look it up right now. Um,
I mean, I can probably tell you.
what was the final episode of Superman the animated series?
He's brainwashed by Darkseid.
Oh, okay.
Supergirl actually is like flying around his robots, to keep up appearances,
Yeah.
and like it's basically the like it sets up a lot of stuff that they follow in the Justice League series. Is he he turns on his brainwashing and he beats back Darkseid, and not only does he beat back Darkseid, he goes to Apocalypse and like kicks the crap out of him.
That's the exact scene I was
And
thinking of.
yeah, and like he comes back, and he comes back to Earth, and he's gonna do his Superman thing again, and like you have like flashes, like what do you call it? It's like news clips of people, some of them being like, yeah, he made him, it wasn't him, it wasn't his fault. And then you have other guys like Dr. Hamilton, who's like, I can't trust him again. And
Yeah,
in Justice League, he creates Doomsday.
yeah, yeah.
Again, why can't I remember?
It
Why can I
creates
remember
Power
this
Girl.
so well? Yeah,
Yeah,
why can I remember this so well?
that was
That
we
was a great.
go ahead.
No, I'm saying that was a great series.
Yeah,
Like I mean, it's in my brain 20 years later. And actually, it got a proper ending where Batman the animated series didn't. I feel like it just stops.
let's
I mean, technically, it goes into Batman Beyond, but that ran concurrently.
yeah, let's
There you go.
let's double check that. Wow, only 3 seasons as well, huh? Didn't even catch that.
Yeah, but they split it up a lot.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, it's kind of like it's a Harley Quinn Joker origin.
episode. Yeah,
Yeah, and that's it.
yeah, such good shows.
Yeah, even with the
Um,
crappy redesigns.
yeah. Well, I was thinking about Superman and that episode where um he is brainwashed, like that final couple episodes. Like any of you here, if you've not seen Superman the animated series, I feel like it doesn't come up a lot in conversation. If you've not seen it, I highly recommend you watch the whole thing. Nighttime is a good fun episode when Superman dresses up as Batman. Um,
Yeah,
but the the final 2 episodes here, Legacy, super no pun intended, super good episodes. Um, and I think you still need to watch the whole show to like build relationships with the characters. But in those or in these 2 episodes, like in the whole series, Superman is really good friends with Star Labs and the scientists there,
yeah,
and that moment where they're like, "No, you know what, dude? Like you are too powerful. Like, what happens if you turn on us next time? We got to be ready." And he's just like, "All right, like." It is what it is, and they're like, "It is what it is," and he leaves, and like that's such a good moment in a cartoon of all things.
yeah. That's the thing. Like those two series, and obviously leading into Justice League, but just on their own, those two series like really set a bar that I don't necessarily think has been definitely not beaten. I don't know if any. Sure, you can argue certain shows have matched it, but
Hmm.
I'd be like that's not a continuation of their thing. Like I'll be like not counting Batman Beyond and Justice League and Justice
Right,
League Unlimited.
right,
I don't know that anything else since, and that's now what 20 plus years later has really beaten those two shows.
yeah. It's funny. I was telling my one of my coworkers he's never seen any of those shows because
Wow.
to show our age, the dude's like 23.
Ugh.
Um, and I've given him a list of movies and TV shows to watch. And on one of the TV shows, I put down, I was like, Batman the Animated Series. Like, you need to watch that. Um, but I told him to start with Heart of Ice. I was like, Heart of Ice is probably like top top 3 episodes, even though it's a two-parter. Um,
Yeah, that
and
Robin's Reckoning
yeah,
is a really good one.
yeah.
The Two Face episode that was terrifying when
The
they
two,
did
yeah,
that reveal.
yep, in the hallway,
His creation. Yeah,
yep,
when it ended on that, I was like, what the fuck?
yeah. The wolf one scared me as a kid. The first episode, no, it's not the first episode. It's like the second episode.
Yeah,
Because Man Bat was the first one. Um,
yeah, and that was great. And you've
yeah,
heard, I'm sure you've heard the story of Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy when they're doing the work and they're watching it.
no,
Have you?
my
They're
only gem of the first episode is that that's the only one that has blood in it.
really
Yeah, Oh, see, on here they have the Cat in the Claw. That's not how it originally aired. On Leather Wings
Yeah,
was part one.
that's what I remember too.
Yeah,
I remember a story where the two of them, Conroy and Hamill, were like, they were like, oh, we're in the recording booth and we're gonna, and we're watching the screen because they were gonna play, I guess, the episode on screen so they can see what they're doing,
yeah.
I guess. And he's like, both of us are just, I forget which one was telling the story, but whoever was like, both of us are just like, we missed every mark because we're just watching it like, oh my God, this looks so good. Like, this is what we're doing? Holy
Yeah,
crap.
yeah,
And so, yeah,
yeah.
even they knew.
Oh, Heart of Ice is
But
only one episode? I thought that was two.
really?
I
I
feel
would
like
have
they've
thought that was.
changed things here.
It's
Um,
Never Too Late is another good episode. They're all so
yes.
good.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. Like you could see here, I watched it recently. I told him to watch the Clayface one. Yeah, all of these. These are all just amazing episodes. And what I was telling him, Eternal Youth, great one. What I was telling
Mm.
him was, you didn't like Eternal Youth?
No, no, I'm just agreeing. It wasn't one of my favorites, but it's a good one.
Oh, they said, eh.
No, no, no.
Oh. Um, what I was telling him was that the show exceeded because it focused on the Rogues Gallery. Like, he was there, but, oh, Beware the Great Ghost, told him to watch that.
That was.
Um, it the the Rogues Gallery is they're the stars. Like Gotham City's the star. Batman's kind of just your viewpoint through the whole thing.
Yeah. The Heart of Steel.
Oof, it's a great one.
That one was good. I mean, how they introduced Ra's al Ghul and
Yep.
everything
Ooh,
right
R.I.P.
there
that
off
guy
the actor
who voiced Ra's al Ghul.
pass.
Yeah,
Oh wow, I didn't.
that's the same guy. Oh, I keep hearing detective in my head.
Yeah.
The villain in Time Bandits. God, David Warner.
Oh man, yes, yes, yes. That's right.
Detective.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't know that was him until he died.
I didn't. I remember now that you showed me it again. Yeah,
Hmm.
when you sent the thing and it was like that was him, and then all I hear, I'm like, oh, of course that was him.
Yeah, it's so good.
Uh,
What I liked about Heart of Steel that I appreciated when I got older was the scientist working in that lab is the guy from Blade Runner who
yep,
has the little robots, and I was like, son of a
yep,
bitch.
yeah, that was great. When same thing when I realized who it was years later, I was like, oh my god! And I feel like they kind of drew the guy to look like him too.
They did, they did.
Okay,
Yep. Um,
so
man,
and I
so many
mean,
episodes.
yeah, and that's the thing. It's 3 seasons, but the episodes are the season count is pretty long.
Yeah,
Even that one right there, Fire from Olympus, good
yeah,
episode.
yeah. Random.
Like, yeah,
I, f-
completely random, doesn't make sense. They never reference it again,
I feel like
but that was
there's a voice actor like somebody really famous is in that one, voicing
yeah.
Zeus. But yeah, it's not here. Let's look that up.
By the way, did we ever answer the either? I feel like we kind of just kept going.
No, we did not.
Okay, I would want to be an alien, not necessarily Superman, unless that's the option. But I'd probably go alien.
Back Zeus. But who plays him? All right, I'll have to get back to you guys on that. Um, yeah, I feel like for some reason it was a famous actor who'd never been in the show before. All right, so you're going Alien. I feel like everybody here went Alien. I feel like going Blue just to be different. But I can't think of a cyborg I'd want to be. DC cyborg. Because being cyborg is easy, but I mean easy choice. But I think something I loved about Teen Titans, great show. Go
Mm,
is good in its own right, but it's not. It's not Teen Titans. Um,
yeah, no.
there's that story arc where he's trying to get stronger, And they're like, but dude, you're already strong. He's like, yeah, but I can't get better. Like, I'm robotic. I don't have muscles. Like, they don't improve. And he ended up like somehow hacking his system or something. It was like the blue would turn red and he'd start to turn bad. Um, but also in that episode, oh, I remember he meets like another android system that's like, oh, I can improve you with these whatever. And eventually it's trying to just turn him to be full android. And he's like, no, like I like my human parts. Like I like that I can eat and taste it. Like I don't have much human left. And I was like, that's kind of a rough, heavy thing to say.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so I guess
It says Steve Suskin was Maxi Zeus. I don't know. I'm on IMDb, so I guess that's it.
yeah, I could have just made it all up in my head. Mark is going with Cyborg from Universal Soldier. I love that. Good callback. I'll go Alien.
Universal.
And if I was going to be an alien, I wanted to say Martian Manhunter, but I feel like I don't like him that much. I go
I mean,
Lobo. I'll go Lobo.
that's pretty good. No real weaknesses.
No,
Martian Manhunter. If you can't go to a bonfire in the summer.
nope. Toast.
Yep.
Toast. Um, anything else that we need to cover? I think we hit all. Oh, last thing. Oh,
Oh yes.
and before we even get to it, again, I want to thank today's sponsor, nerdaffiliated.com, to get all your merch. um, yeah, that's the best website around town, nerdaffiliated.com. Links to all your favorite shows, and of course, if you want to nerd out on some photography, we got it all there. I'm going heavy on the wrestling stuff.
You are, and I don't mind it at all.
Yeah.
It's exposing how little or how surface level of a fan I was, I guess, because like I just followed WWE and all that stuff, but like it seems like now I kind of regret not really paying more attention to WCW.
Oh,
'Cause
you
it
weren't
seems
a
like
WCW guy.
I wasn't a WCW guy. I had gotten indoctrinated into WWF when I was younger. I remember like they had the Saturday morning like wrestling
Yep.
show on
Yep.
USA Network
Yep.
and stuff like that. I was a huge Hulk Hogan guy,
Yep.
and I didn't really even know he was in WCW
Oh
because
wow.
I mean, like eventually I did, like when I got to junior high school and stuff, and
Yeah.
then by that point I was just like, oh, he's the bad guy, and in my little junior high school brain, I was like, no, 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 he's Hulk Hogan. I don't want to watch that,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
type of shit. But
I'm. I mean, I will show off the next set of photos coming out. I've hinted to is NWO Hulk Hogan.
yep,
Yeah.
he
That was my first time actually ever watching him wrestle live. Was when he was transitioning into Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
oh wow,
Because really back then, I mean, you probably remember too. Like if you were watching WWF, like Stone Cold wasn't wrestling like every week. You know, the big names weren't doing week to week wrestling events. They would do house shows. We had to be there in person. But if you really wanted to watch the big fights, like you had to buy the pay per view, and we were poor as
yeah.
shit, so I wasn't watching any pay per views. So I literally never watched a live Hulk Hogan um, wrestling match until he was already in like NWO, and I think it was like uh, what was the something Stampede? That's the one that used to happen in Sturgis, where all the motorcycles were like around. That was
I know
probably
what
the
you
one.
mean, but I don't. Yeah,
Hog
ooh,
Wild.
uh, it's actually funny that you mention it. I don't think I really saw him. I mean, I'm sure and I should amend my statement. I'm sure I watched him wrestle in WCW
Yeah,
just to be like, oh, okay. But I feel like in WWF, I didn't necessarily see him wrestle live either. Like we
yeah,
would get the pay-per-views, but I don't remember. Like I remember more like I remember him a little bit, but I don't know if that was like the Saturday morning clip show type of
mm,
stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like I was more like Heart Foundation to
Yeah.
start out with,
Yep.
because as you asked our opinion on something, and I was like Heart Foundation.
Yep.
And by the way, I'm just saying, if that's what you want to do for Comic Con, you should start growing the goatee out.
For who?
Uh, didn't Jim the Anvil have like a crazy goatee?
Oh, if we dress up like the Heart Foundation for Comic Con, that'd be
Yeah,
great. That'd be
I
great.
mean that'd be cool. Uh, and then of course I watched him fight The Rock, and I actually just watched JR talk about that when and like how it was like just like like they were really reacting to what was happening. Like it wasn't necessarily planned that he was going to go back to like Hulk Hogan,
Right.
and it just like happened. So that was
Right.
crazy. Uh, well, okay. So before we get to Joker 2, for the whole DC movie thing, well, that's a DC movie, but for the whole
Mm.
shared universe thing. So, and I hinted at it to you in the pre-show. They're ending CW's Flash. It seems like one way or another, Flashpoint is going to be the end of whatever they're doing on screen right now for a shared universe.
Mm-hmm.
And like I've said, and I can find specific examples if anybody in the chat wants to fight about it. Grant Gustin, the CW Flash,
Yep.
did do a good job in certain moments. Like
Yeah.
I keep sending you guys in the chat all the time. I love these like fan made edits that they do, and it makes the show better than actually watching the show.
Yep.
What if Flashpoint ends and it's you see the suit in the cave, and because he's delivering a note to Bruce Wayne from his father, or he's just talking to Bruce about what happened, and like obviously the voice would be a giveaway unless you start off with Ben Affleck's Batman talking to him, like recounting, like, so let me get this straight. There was another universe, there was another Batman, there was all these other heroes, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, as you pan around, because obviously it's never going to be Ezra Miller again, but
Mm-hmm.
as you pan around, it's Grant Gustin, and he's continuing as the Flash in feature films now.
Interesting.
Because, like I said, he's done good stuff. He's not a terrible Flash.
Mm-hmm.
They inject too much teen drama bullshit
CW.
CW stuff into
Yeah.
it, and it's not his fault. Like
Right.
the superhero stuff is more or less solid. You just gotta give it the okay, it's on network TV pill.
Yeah.
Like, go back to Top Gun, take a pill for that. it's on the CW. There's only so much they can do, you know.
Yeah.
So
I have
I don't know.
I have a wild idea. I was thinking about it earlier. You kind of saying it. By the way, welcome Craft Collects. I think it's the first time you've been in our show, so thank you so much. I have a wild
If they're taking
idea.
notes, sorry to cut you off. If
Yeah.
they're taking notes, they better also know where to send a check.
Yes, yeah. Cut those royalties. I have an idea, and some of what you said probably ties into it. But Doctor Who. What if they do a Doctor Who thing, where you have different movies, you have different universes, and a Flash character sometimes jumps into each one, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's something else that happens in Doctor Who. The Doctor changes, like, all the time. So
Yep.
maybe that's the thing that happens. One day he runs into a universe and he's a different person, and now that's the Flash going forward. And it allows you to bob and weave in and out of different DC Universe movies, and continue going with the same characters by name. Wild idea, but just a thought.
I mean, that's okay. And they kind of, again, this is I'm feeling like this is the template for the live action show. Maybe they should just go all the people involved in that again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to say? They did it in Justice League Unlimited.
They did.
In the episode where they time travel.
Yeah.
The Green Lantern goes from John Stewart to Hal Jordan and doesn't even miss a beat.
Yeah.
No, I'm caught up. There's a temporal anomaly. I'm up to speed.
Yep. Be great.
So, yeah.
It's funny.
I'm game for that.
I'm going to clip this, by the way. I'm going to clip this into a short, but we've literally told them they can do what works for them using examples of them doing it already in the past.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
Like they have the blueprint. They're just like, I get it, because how could you not get caught up in the, oh my god, we have to catch up with Marvel. Look at what they did.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, you, I mean, okay, again, the leadership and everything else, and it's just crazy that they. I still cannot believe they fumbled the ball this bad
Yeah.
and have never been able to recover. They really haven't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Batman, the Batman is its own thing, obviously. Aquaman, Shazam, the first Wonder Woman, even the Suicide Squad. That's a sequel.
Good movie.
Like that's a good movie. I
Can't,
don't mind Birds of Prey.
dude.
It's not Birds of Prey. It's a Harley Quinn movie. It's
Nobody even brings up Peacemaker.
oh
Like
yeah,
phenomenal.
that show was
Phenomenal.
great.
Yeah.
Exactly, and it's spun out of the Suicide Squad. So
Yeah.
it's like, okay, so this guy, so you got somebody in James Gunn. I don't
Yeah.
know if he's a mastermind level, but secure James Gunn, get him on the payroll, like lock him in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know,
So, I mean, that brings us to the final, the final thought. Random question for you. Do they acknowledge a Batman in this movie?
uh, no, because the timeline they set up, Phoenix has to be in his 40s in the first one, right?
Mm-hmm.
30s, 40s.
Mm-hmm.
So unless they're going to jump 20 years, if it's in his 30s, mid 30s, unless you're going to have a 55-year-old Joker fighting with a 20 something Batman, no. Like, and then it takes away, you can't acknowledge it because then it becomes a Batman movie or a
Right.
Batman Joker movie.
Right.
And that doesn't seem like to be what they're setting up. Like maybe you hint at Bruce Wayne being missing or whatever, but I don't know. It was a good for, and I think you said, or you sent a meme, or somebody sent a meme. And it's like, well, the movie made $1 billion, and he won an Oscar for it. There was no way it
Yeah.
wasn't going to get a sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my God, did we really need a sequel?
No.
I was pleasantly surprised by the first one.
Yeah.
It was entertaining. It was you thought about it and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, I don't want it's not it's like the chicken before the egg argument. Batman came before all the villains. Now you're reversing it again
Yeah.
and saying the villain now he informs Batman's creation. You
Yeah.
know?
You're doing the Gotham
So
thing, except doing it right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, of course I'm gonna see it, like we just said,
Yeah.
but it didn't need to they have enough other stuff they should be working on, I mean, if they're gonna try to fold this in somehow to I don't know, but to me, no. If they're gonna do it, whatever. But don't give me a prepubescent Batman, or you know, don't do Batman Year One because we already got Batman Year Two and you nailed it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and there's a Joker in that movie,
Yeah.
if you saw the deleted scene.
Yeah.
So
Which I think we didn't need, and I'm glad they took it out of the movie. The deleted. I don't think deleted scenes are canon to movies.
I don't think so.
So they could easily not have him in the next one and change it.
I mean, they can always recast it if they needed to, but
Yeah.
I like the idea that I like the idea that happened.
Yeah.
That Year One did happen, and this also saves them because Year One is a pretty great graphic novel. Well, it was the issues first, but
Right.
Year One was a great story, and now this saved us them potentially butchering it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
I don't know. I'll see it, but I mean, is she going to be Harley Quinn or is she just going to be Lady Gaga? She's great. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I like her. She's a great actor. I don't say great act. I shouldn't say great actress yet. She's only done a couple things. She's a good actress. It's not
Yeah.
about like, oh my God, it's Lady Gaga. It's who is she going to play? Is it going to be Harley Quinn? And then again, it just is like you got all these things happening before Batman.
Yeah.
That's not how it goes. It's it's crime. It's mafia. He shows up. He's extreme, and all these guys start popping out because he's like the Riddler said in the movie. He inspired him.
Yeah.
So
We'll see. We'll see where this all goes. It's weird. It's like DC has so many wins, and they just somehow don't even realize they have them. They just
Yeah.
keep focusing on the wrong thing. Um, but so as we wrap up the show, as I say to every guest, and you are no different. This is your time. This is your time to shine. Anthony, plug yo shit.
You can find me on Instagram at Rambling Nerd. I'm on. I'm a member of the nerd affiliated community. I'm not even drinking. You can go find me on that website where all the lovely merch is. Sal and I are going to be talking. I have homework. I'm reading the Thor story that actually features gore.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna talk about Love and Thunder and what they did right and wrong as compared to the source material. I know Sal's got some stuff in the works. He's going to be talking Green Lantern soon with a snap, so look out for that. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Come back here next week. See who you're talking to. Check out, like I said, Nerd Affiliated. All the links. You can talk to us more frequently on Reddit. We have a Nerd Affiliated Reddit now.
We do.
We do.
There it is. It's also the best way to talk
Hey.
to Sal if you all
Yes.
love the snap and you all love Sal's perspective on things. You definitely want to visit the Reddit page.
And he has interesting thoughts, I think.
Speaking of devil.
Hey.
There he is. Yeah, it does make me sad. And there's the one Senor Josh in the house.
Oh, Josh, how you doing there?
There you go. Yeah, thank you all for being here. As Anthony said, you can find us over at nerdaffiliated.com and here at the Nerd Affiliated channel, where we have the podcast that comes out every other week or so. But there's definitely new content every week. So you have the live show here every Thursday, 8:15 p.m. with yours truly. Wow. HeyArcher, clips,
You're
all that
allowed to
fun
swear.
stuff.
You have been drinking.
That's true. So yeah, God, see, damn it, every Thursday, 8:15 p.m. ish, I am here. Anthony and Sal definitely in the chat, Reddit, Twitch, all that fun stuff. Links are down below. And with that, before I continue slurring, I'll talk to all you nerds in the next video. Peace.